A topic that hits close to home. A new law is going into effect to crack down on hazing. And more fall fun is found just off of campus. A local market brings together consumers and small business owners every week. Plus, an old Falcon Media tradition finds a new groove here on campus.
Live from the campus of Bowling Green State University.
Good evening. Over the weekend, Bowling Green police responded to shots fired downtown. Welcome to BG24 News. I'm Lana Jones. Witnesses told police they heard 3 to 4 gunshots near a bar in downtown BG. According to a press release from BGPD, officers arrived at the scene and found 21-year-old Dallin Morris in a nearby parking lot with gunshot wounds to the leg. Morris was then transported to St. Vincent's Medical Center in Toledo. He is currently in stable condition. This Friday, the anti-hazing bill, Collins Law, will go into effect. Additional support for the bill surfaced after the hazing death of BGSU student Stone Foltz last year. Previously, Ohio law did not include forced consumption of alcohol and drugs in their definition of hazing. Now, with the expanded definition, penalties increase when hazing incidents involving drugs and alcohol. With the new law, the offense also becomes a third-degree felony. BGSU is holding flu shot clinics for students, faculty, and staff this month. No appointment is required, but individuals should bring a photo ID and an insurance card. The first clinic took place earlier today, with the event scheduled for October 29th at the Perry Fieldhouse. While the weather is still holding, local events are a great way to get outside and enjoy the season. BG24 reporter Ethan Watts went to check out a farmer's market for this week's edition of Fall Fun.
The fun happens about 20 minutes off of campus on Louisiana Avenue every Thursday from May through the middle of October. Some customers enjoy the fun, laid-back atmosphere where they can purchase anything from produce to arts and crafts.
To have a nice bite to eat and a little drink.
Right.
And we see people we know.
For others, the market is a long-time tradition for them and their families.
Selling produce, servicing the city of Perrysburg. I've been servicing them for 21 years.
But this farm has been in the family probably for about 125 years consecutively.
The business started back in the 90s with my grandfather starting it, and then my parents basically helped him, inherited it from him. When they were ready to retire, we decided we would take it over.
According to McGill University, buying local can actually help limit carbon footprints and help local economies. And others believe going to the store just doesn't quite match up to buying from the people you know.
Nothing's better than homegrown. Nothing's better.
Nothing more exciting than putting a seed in the ground and betting on how many days before it comes up.
The farmers market is only happening for the next 2 weeks. Get out here and enjoy the fall festivities. For BG24 News, I'm Ethan Watts.
What a great way to have some fun and support locals. For more fall fun, be sure to check out the Grand Rapids Apple Butterfest this Sunday. It's just about a 20-minute drive off of campus. Local students and citizens came together to volunteer for a greater good. BG24 reporter Charlie Ryan has more.
The sounds of construction have become all too familiar for the residents of Manville Avenue. Habitat for Humanity came in about a week ago to build a house for a family in need.
The house is being built for a single mother of 4 and her family. The family has been waiting for this house for 3 years.
Last year we were on schedule for last year to build this home, and she'd already waited 2 years to get to this point. Then we had to put her off another year because of this COVID. So she's been a very patient lady.
Currently, Habitat is receiving around 100 to 200 volunteers for the project, with students coming from both BGSU and the University of Toledo. One professor even brought over his entire class. Habitat is also currently working with different businesses and organizations locally.
Because this house, they're made in panels, and these were made by a church down by Jerome, by a church, and they've made, I think, 15 different homes for Habitat.
Locals looking to donate their time, money, where new materials for the project can reach out at wchabitat.org.
The plan is to be done by mid-December, with the hope to be done before Thanksgiving. From BG24 News, I'm Charlie Ryan.
Love to see our community coming together. Thanks, Charlie. And now, let's kick it over to Steve for sports. Steve, how did this past week look for the Falcons?
Thanks, Lana. Well, it was another packed week for BGSU sports. Teams found success at home, but struggled on the road. Last Wednesday, the men's soccer team traveled to Ohio State to take on the Buckeyes. In the 52nd minute, Jacob Erlinson would knock one in to give the Falcons the 1-0 lead. But with 2 minutes to go in regulation, the Buckeyes would tie things up to send the game into overtime. In the second overtime period, the Buckeyes would score on a crosser to hand the Falcons their second loss on the year. Despite the loss, Coach Eric Nichols is looking at the game in a positive way.
It's good. It makes us examine kind of everything. A lot of times you examine it with a critical eye. I'm actually going to be looking at this one with a pretty positive eye. I just think we did so many good things. And we were bold. We went for it. And sometimes when you're bold, you come up a little bit short.
The Falcons are back in action at home tomorrow night against Georgia State. On Thursday night, the women's soccer team was home for some action against the Ohio Bobcats. A defense-heavy game was plagued with missed opportunities for the Falcons, as they would outshoot the Bobcats 15-7 and would still be unable to find the back of the net. The star of the night would be goalkeeper Lily Berg, who would record 4 huge saves to end the game in a 0-0 tie. Head coach Jimmy Walker understands that despite his team's great effort, they need to continue to work on turning kicks into goals.
It was there. I thought their attitude was there. The togetherness is there. They played a really good game tonight. We kept the ball really well and did a lot of nice things. We just got to get the final touch right in the final third.
The Falcons bounced back on Sunday and picked up a 3-2 win over Kent State. The team will be traveling to Ball State tomorrow to take on the Cardinals. BG football traveled to Kent State on Saturday to take on the Golden Flashes. After winning 2 straight games, the Falcons fell 27-20, and the team is now 0-1 in MAC play. The Falcons would keep pace throughout the entire game, but a late fourth-quarter touchdown from Kent quarterback Dustin Crum would push the Flashes ahead and give them the home victory. Despite the close battle, quarterback Matt McDonald feels that he and the offense are not pulling their weight.
You know, I think the offense is letting the defense down the way they're playing right now. They're giving us so many good opportunities to pull away from games, and we got to be able to do that if we want to win, especially in the fourth quarter against a good team like Kent. So we didn't get that done tonight, and we're going to work on it, and we're going to improve on it moving forward.
The Falcons are now 2-3 on the season. The team will be back home at the Deutz Saturday at noon to take on the Akron Zips. And the weekend would be capped off at the Stroh with a sweep by the volleyball team over Buffalo. On Friday night, Petra Androva led the way with 13 kills and 3 aces, along with Katie Kidwell's 11 kills to cap the night off. On Saturday, the Falcons again continue their streak with Caitlin Meyer leading the team with 13 kills and Androva close behind her with 12 kills of her own. Madeline Loop recorded 6 blocks to lead the Falcons' defense. And even with the back-to-back sweeps, Coach Daniela Tomic complimented Buffalo's defense.
I thought Buffalo played extremely good defensively against us. They were really scrappy. There were a lot of long rallies, and we had to show the patience and wait for another opportunity and then continue swinging, continue making good shots.
The Falcons will be home again this weekend on Friday to take on Northern Illinois and then Western Michigan on Saturday. That's all for this week's sports. Talons up, Lana.
Talons up. Thanks, Steve. Falcon Media has brought back Live and Loud, a series where local artists perform and speak about their music in the Killeen Center here on campus. The first episode of the semester features Bex, a human development and family studies major here at BGSU. Through Live and Loud, Bex is able to share her original music. Each act plays 3 songs during their set and is interviewed after the performance. Students can now get to know their fellow Falcons a little better. Bex shares how long she's been doing music.
Well, my whole family was performers. I mean, we have instrumentalists, we have vocalists. I've been taking piano lessons since I was 5. I've been singing since as long as I can remember. And I think I wrote my first song in 4th grade. I've been doing this my whole life. I just love it.
The entire episode can be found on BG Falcon Media's YouTube page. Live and Loud will release the next episode on November 8th. That's all for this week's news. Thank you for joining us. For more news updates, follow us on social media at BG24 TV or go to bgfalconmedia.com. We'll see you next week.